Hi everyone, this is Sonia Chavla. I'm the founder of Mommy Wise and your host for today. Today we are celebrating Women's Day on Mommy Wise, and since morning we have been in conversation with uh, women achievers from various walks of life, uh, and we have been discussing with them their achievements, their struggle, and how their journey has been so far. We have also been discussing with them what Women's Day mean to them, and what is it that they would like to choose to challenge to see that change in the environment and the place for women in today's society. As you know, the theme for this year's Women's Day is Choose to Challenge. That is what we would like to know from you as well, as to what is it that you would like to challenge in the environment that you are in to see that change for women all around you. We have a very exciting giveaway going on right now. Do participate in that. We have a sponsored giveaway from Namely Natural, which are beauty products that you can win. Just comment into the comment section below and tell us what is it that you would like to change, choose to challenge in the environment that you are in, and get to win those exciting hampers. We will be announcing five winners at the end of the session. And I'm sorry, around 9 o'clock. So you have time till 9 o'clock to send in your replies on any of the posts that we have. We have had, as I said, we have had these live sessions going on since morning, and I understand that it is Monday today, and most of you must have been busy with the things that you have to do. So if you have missed those live session, I would truly request you to just check on our feed on our IGTV. You can also check in on our Facebook page as to what all we have discussed since morning. These sessions have been truly inspirational. Every conversation that I had with all our guests brought a lot to me personally as well. It was a great experience to hear them out, know from them what their experiences have been, and so on and so forth. Now, as I said, we are up to the last live session here, and let me start by introducing our last guest, which is Gitika Dhar. Most of you must have seen Gitika because she is a legendary live host there. So let me tell you more about what all she does. She's the founder of Ministry of Talk. She's a writer. She's a legendary live host. She's an actor, moderator, and a virtual MC. She's the darling of India's experiential industry. Gitika is probably India's most awarded uh, live host, and she's choice for the large format events. She has hosted many special projects in the presence of global heads of state, like presidents, prime ministers, and leaders from corporate world. So I would like to now just add her into the session and know from her what Women's Day, what is the significance of Women's Day for her is. And yeah, 1 second while I add her into the session. I think she's right there. Yeah, there it is. Hi, Gitika. How are you doing today?
I was just telling a friend of mine that it's Women's Day, okay, and I have spent the whole day away from my kid. She's in the other room because I've been on one transmission after the other since the morning, and I was just telling myself, that's okay. एक दिन के लिए it's okay, है ना?
Trust me, Gitika, that has been the case with me as well. We have had back-to-back five sessions, and I've been telling after every session to my daughter, "Trust me, I'll make up make up for the lost time in the night, and
Tomorrow.
we'll catch up after this one." So yeah, she's also around there, and but I'm sure she would understand. So
Thank you for having me.
pleasure is all ours. It has been a lovely day. All the sessions have been great, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. Gitika, how have you celebrated Gitika as this Women's Day? I know you have been busy with all the sessions and all, but what is the significance of a Women's Day for you?
In my life per se, I wouldn't say this one day has any particular significance, but as a world citizen, I do know that it is an extremely significant day for the world. You know, interestingly, in different parts of the world, they mark Women's Day differently. It's a public holiday in Afghanistan. Can you believe it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And in some countries across the world, it is a day of celebrating womanhood. In some countries across the world, there are protests. Some countries completely ignore the day. And but it is an extremely important day in the calendar of the world. And this began in 1977 when United Nations began to celebrate this particular day, 8th of March, as Women's Day. And I think it's very important because, you know, you and I are sitting here in metros and we're talking to each other. Our lives are very different from the majority of women living on this planet. Okay? And until the lives of all of them out there change, we have to continue to mark this one day to bring the world's attention onto this issue of equality for women on earth. And equality for women on earth is not a reality. It is not a reality for most women who live on this planet. And we've been around for millions of years. So I wonder when that will happen. So one part of me says that why are we actually marking a day and celebrating Women's Day, and why are we even giving it this importance? But then I know because statistics and figures speak the truth. So we need to continue celebrating this day. Now, for me, in particular, what this day holds is being there for people like you, coming on, telling my story, and helping through my story and through my experiences, possibly transform another woman's life, or possibly give another woman some motivation, or possibly handhold somebody just through my story. And this is what I have done today, all day. I have told my story on different platforms, different aspects of my story. Otherwise, really, this day for me, in particular, has no significance. For me, what really worked was the last few months in the lockdown, where for the first time in my life, I got the time to have conversations with myself. And I said, in this whole dance drama that I've created over the last 20 years, where am I? Where is me? And so I think finally, for the very first time in the last 22 years, I began to address my needs, my desires, my personal goals, not professional goals, not my goal as a mom, not my goal as a wife, not my goal as a daughter, but me. And I think for me, the lockdown has been like an extended Women's Day, because I've managed to do some justice to myself finally. Yeah.
Yeah. Geetika, interestingly, my question to you would be the same. We would also want to know your journey. And you said we are in the metropolitan, but everybody still has a journey, still has a struggle to be where we are today. What is your story? What is it that you would like to share with us in terms of how your journey has been?
So I'd say to achieve a semblance of success in the world that we live in, and especially in the industry that I live and work in, it takes a lot of perseverance, especially if you are going to choose to base your success on the core of your job, and you're not going to submit to the male gaze, which is this is something I talk about very often, and I don't think too many people understand it. It also irks men a great deal, but I still continue talking about it, because as a woman in media, in front of the camera, on stage, I am subject to male gaze, and predominantly men are making the business decisions, the casting decisions. Very early in my career, when I made a comeback, I was very, very clear in my head that if I want to look good, if I want to stay fit, if I want to have a certain way that I dress, it's all something that I do for myself. It's not something that will decide the kind of business that will come my way. So for me, for someone like me, it's been very, very difficult. Very, very difficult, because there have been two tracks running parallelly. One track is driving my business and executing it to the best of my ability, which in itself is very intensive for me, because I focus a lot on the content of the job as an anchor, as an MC. And there again, the other track that ran for me all these years, for almost like 5 or 6 years now, was that I was changing mindsets. Okay, I was changing mindsets of all the people in the industry that I was in, and I was doing it at a micro level. I was doing it at a macro level, and it was taking time. Was I just doing it alone for myself? Yes, I was doing it for myself too, because the more mindset I managed to change, the longer I would last in the industry. But somewhere along the way, I was also doing it for with a deep sense of justice for all the other women who would follow and join the industry. So for me, it's been a very, very intensive journey after my comeback. And the one thing that I, say to women out there who want to come into the field that I'm in is that you will have to persevere. You will have to work very hard to not just deliver your craft, but you'll also have to work very hard to change mindsets and stand for what you believe in. You will have to walk the talk. It will take you longer to get where you may, but when you get there, it'll just be such a great feeling, and you will be respected for much longer. So.
Yeah. So, Gitika, while during the day, we have discussed various aspects of where we are. One thing that is there is our household, and we have not touched on this one. Now, every time a woman wants to achieve something or go ahead in life, one thing that pulls them back is their role as a mother, as a partner, as a person who has to
I'm sorry, I have lost your
manage.
volume because I got a call. 1 second.
Okay.
How do I tackle that?
Can you hear me now?
So I can now barely hear you. So you'll have to educate me how to tackle that. I got a call that came in.
Is it any better?
Should I log out and come back?
No, I'm not
Because I
very
can barely
sure
hear
that.
you.
Okay, let me be a little louder. Can you hear me now?
No, I can't. There's something that's gone wrong.
Do you want to disconnect and join back in?
I can't hear you.
Can you cross off, join back?
Hi. Ray. There's somebody. Hi. Don't call me ma'am. I'm okay with you calling me Gitika. Lots of love to you. Hi, Preeti. So what do we do? Should I exit? Yes. So
Yes.
Pranati says that yes, you have to log out and come back again. See? So should we take her advice and be back, or what do you say? Let me just check a few.
Yes, just cross off and come back.
Okay, so I'll do that. Give me half. Can you cross off? Okay.
All right, so there we will have to wait for a second for her to come back to us. We apologize for that technical glitch. Just stay tuned while we add her back into the session. Yeah, so once again, for all the people who are there with us, while we have Gitika back into the session, I would like to announce our giveaway again. We are celebrating Women's Day, and to make it extra special for you, we have a giveaway from Neemly Natural, which are beauty products. All you have to do is, as most of you would know, that the theme for this time's Women's Day is Choose to Challenge. Send in your messages to us as to what is it that you would like to challenge this Women's Day to see that change in the environment around you. Send in your messages. You have time till 9 p.m. Today. And yeah, we will be announcing the winners around 9 o'clock. So yeah, we have Gitika right there with us. Gitika, can you
And I
hear me
have
now?
someone from, yes, I can. Yeah. Thank God for that. I have Amrita also who's joined us. She's a very talented choreographer in the Indian experiential industry. And someone wants to know about the contest. She just told you about the concept.
Yes,
Hi, Hargun.
I
Hargun
just took
Singh.
the
Okay.
opportunity. Yeah. So
Tell me.
Gitika, as I was discussing, so working or not working, women are expected to manage the home and kids. And while that happens, our careers take backseat. Right? And you also mentioned that your comeback. Yeah. Now, if women really want to achieve what they want to achieve, how is it that one manages it there?
So let me give you not a micro answer. Let me give you a macro answer. Okay. We all of us who are living and breathing today are changing the world. If you're working and we have families, we're married, we have kids, we have careers, we have goals, we're changing the world one day at a time, one step at a time. Our mothers before us did their bit to change the world. Bit by bit, things are changing. The essential social structure in India, in Asia, also in many European countries, is that the woman is the nurturer of the family. The woman is the caretaker of the family. So as a result of which, we have so much more on our plate than our male counterparts. Now, what are we going to do with this? It's a reality, right? We're much better off than probably what women were 30 years ago. But is it still fair play? No, it's not. So what am I going to do? Am I going to go out there and not get married? Am I going to go out there and not have a child? Or if I get married and if I have a child, what am I going to do? Am I going to do flag hoisting in my house every day and say, no, half you, half me? No. So a little bit of a change every day. Push a little change every day. I've done that in my life, okay? So in my family, yes, most of it is, centers around me. What was the question you asked me? My God.
So my question to you was, how can women develop a long-term career while we have to manage this?
Yeah. So now it's just, it's very different for everybody. It's more an individual story, really. You just have to tell yourself, do I want to do this? Do I want to go out there and achieve this professional goal? And tell yourself that it's going to be very difficult. You'll have to be a multitasker. You'll have to be a superwoman. Somewhere along the way, there will be phases in your life when your personal needs and desires will take a complete and utter backseat. That's how the world is structured. That's how our country and our society are structured. So you make that choice. And once you've made that choice, be ready to go out there and slog it out and work hard to achieve your goal. At the same time, I would say, going from my life, is try and maintain a balance, because, having a child, having a family, sources of great joy. I mean, really, I would have not had it any other way. So it's really to each their own. And in my career, yes, I have had to take a slower pace. If I wasn't married today and if I didn't have a child today, but I've had to take a slower pace. But that's a choice I've made, because I also want that, and I also want this, and I'm at peace with the choice that I've made. So please know that you will have to work very, very hard. You will have to be a superwoman. You'll have to multitask, and there will be losses. There will be gains. There will be victories. There will be defeats. But that's how it is. It's not easy being a woman and having a family and having a career. You may move slower than the others out there. Other women who don't have it, you may move slower than the men out there who are married and have children. But hey, that's the way it is. And one step at a time, one day at a time, we're changing it. That's all I tell myself, that things will be better maybe, a few decades from now.
So how can men contribute to this entire...
There's my friend, my darling friend Aarti Mattu there saying, please be a guilt-free mother. Now, this is something really she practices, and this is something I've actually learned from her in the last few months. Be a guilt-free mother. Take it easy, she says. Women, listen to this advice, because as it is, if you're working and you are not with your kid at that time, what can you do? So why are you feeling that guilt? That guilt also is in a way to just make you feel good about yourself. That चलो अगर मैं नहीं हूँ उसके साथ तो मैं guilty feel कर रही हूँ, तो ये मेरी conscience को मैं खुश कर रही हूँ guilty feel करके. So it doesn't make any sense. So it's something I learned from her. Yeah, what were you saying?
So true. So Geetika, I was saying that how can men contribute more to the women empowerment thing?
Get out of the way. Cease to exist. Sahil, thank you. Happy Women's Day to you too. Sahil Kehlon 92. Okay. Now, so how can men contribute? There again, macro, micro level, different answers. In a social framework, in the family setup, men can put a step forward and say that, hey, in this marriage, I will, if not take 50% of the the joy to run the family, then I will at least take 30%. So on a micro level, men out there should do this, because believe me, if they begin to do this, they will have happier wives as their life partners. Because, you know, end of the day, when you're multitasking and you're doing everything and you're keeping everybody happy, kuch to ho hi jata hai, right? You are doing a check. Just for the sake of having happier wives, just put your 1 foot forward and take on 30, 35, 40% of the task of running the family. On a macro level, I think education. So the good news is that I think this is a 2020 statistic. I love statistics and figures. They speak the truth like nothing else. That India is bridging the higher education gap. So 53% of women in 2020 were in the undergraduate bracket, were 53% for women. So I think education in the years ahead will play a great role in empowering women. And since we have only 78 women parliamentarians sitting in a parliament that has 542 seats, it's primarily men who are making those laws. So one, the men need to make better laws. You need to govern the country better. You need to push education down till the last little inch of our soil. And skill. I think going ahead, in the years ahead, skill is what will change the game for any economy, any GDP, any country across the world. So skill training is something that, you know, men in the government, men heading organizations, men heading NGOs in India should aim to empower the women out there. Once you empower women with economic capability and educational capability, you're on your way. You're on your way. These two have been the greatest stumbling blocks. And alongside, what will also have to change is through media, through film, through advertisement, through radio, you influence society. You influence a change in society, which is why we often say that films shouldn't show this, you know, television serials shouldn't show this, ki matar chilegi, or gajar kategi, or halwa banayegi, and all of that. You know, of course karegi. Abhi uska man hai to karegi, nahi man hai to aap karo na. The stereotype. So alongside, social change will also have to move, and it's a slow process. I mean, in India, it's a very slow process, really.
So, Gitika, we were having one conversation with Shobna Yadav in the morning, and she also pointed out the same thing, that it is not only the media and what is it that we say that will change things. There are a lot of things that have to be done at government level and the policy level that you also said. So what is the kind of change do you think has to happen at the policy level? There's a lot that's being done about educating women and bringing those opportunity to them here and at grassroots level also. But what is it that is missing still?
My friend Aarti is saying, why 30? Keep it 50%. Okay, Aarti, 50%. And first, I will have to walk the talk and implement that in my life. That's why I didn't say 50%. I kept it at a number that I could emulate and I could walk the talk. Sorry, you said about what were you asking me?
I was saying, what is it that is required at a government level, at a policy making level, for women to have a fair ground?
So as I already spoke about education, I already spoke about skill training. I also feel that a great reason why girls in India don't step out to study is safety and security. A great reason why women don't step out to work in tier 2 cities or in villages and smaller towns is safety and security. Okay? So the government has to do so much work in the area of safety and security for women. We have this one particular law that I think is waiting to be tabled in the parliament, which with regards DNA and use of DNA in rape cases in India. Rape is one of the biggest reasons why women in smaller, cities and villages don't step out to work after 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening. So you have to find solutions for problems like this. You have to give women a safe working environment. So I feel education, skill, safety, and security, harsher, stronger laws, faster implementation, massive propagation through the vehicles of social media. मैं तो कहती हूँ, there should be a separate ministry for this. Apart from having a women and child development ministry, we should have 3 more ministries that are looking at some niche issues to address women. Because as I said, did I say it on this chat, or what did I say it on the last chat? That if you increase by 10 percentage points the current percentage of women in India's labor force, you will actually add $770 billion to India's GDP. What are we waiting for? But please understand, this is a very complex human problem. Most of these traditional practices, not most actually, people will kill me if I say this, some of the traditional practices that we have were put in place to subjugate women. And somewhere I feel that that entire power play is still on in the universe. And that is why we are fighting an uphill battle. And it is a battle, and we've been in existence for millions of years, and look how things still are. So we'll take another million years to get there. But as long as we are trying, it's okay.
Yeah. So, Gitika,
considering we give birth to all of them.
Yeah. So, Gitika, somebody also pointed out in the comments right now that one problem, even before we address education and other things, is women pulling down women. Right?
Women what?
Pulling the other women down. If we are supportive of each other, then probably we can progress much ahead, and we do not even need that male support or this thing in life. Do you think that would also help somewhere down the line?
I think maybe she meant, I don't know who said this, Anu Talwar. Anu Talwar has also joined us. Hi, Anu. So maybe she meant it in a family setup context, or did she mean it in the professional context? I would like to ask her that. In a family setup concept, situation, yeah, I guess that's been happening for ages, and yeah, it is an issue, and we should stop doing that to women in our families. I have always worked, and I have had numerous instances in the extended family, in the extended familial friend circle, where I have often been asked, am I a good mother? Am I celebrating my festivals properly? Am I teaching my child Indian culture and heritage, or am I just busy working? Am I giving my husband proper food to eat? So there have been questions like this. I'm not by my mother-in-law and father-in-law. Please don't get me wrong here. They are the sweetest people, really. So these questions have been brought up, and yes, we do pull each other down. I wish that didn't happen, because end of the day, if women in a family stick together, my God, then kya maza aega, nahi? Professionally, if you ask me this question, really, I haven't experienced it. Because I, personally from my side, I've always been very, very, very open-hearted and very welcoming to helping other girls and other women out there in every way. Because I understand the enormous size of the problem very deeply. I feel for it very strongly. And because I am very confident of my own ability, my own talent, my own drive, I'm not worried about helping another woman grow, because I do feel that if I'm helping another woman grow, and even if she comes in and takes my place, I'll take another place, right? That's the circle of life. So, but then this is not something I worked at. I've just been like this, and it's a bit silly at times, because you do end up losing a lot of business when you help other people grow too. But it's okay. It's okay.
So, Gitika, before we end this, I'll ask you the last two questions. So, as I said, the theme this time is choose to challenge. So, if there is one thing that you would like to choose to challenge to see that significant change in the feminist scenario right now, what is it that you would like to challenge?
What is it that I would like to challenge? What did you want to challenge? I want to hear.
See, there is this thing about women's security. Is one thing that we would like to challenge this environment that we are in, that women are safe, and that is when they will progress in life. So that is one thing. The other is mentality of how women are looked at, right? So that mentality is one thing that we would like to challenge to bring in that change. Even before education or anything else, that mentality has to modify somewhere down the line for us to see that change in the environment. So do you think there is any one particular thing that you would like to challenge, which you think can bring in a significant amount of improvement in terms of opportunities and equality for women?
I've worked in the past year. I worked a bit, not a bit, I worked pretty much a lot with hashtag DNA, the connection between evidence, DNA, and rape. And I'd like to challenge that. Can you give us a rape-free India? Because rape essentially is a very, very animalish act. And we are animals, but then we are human beings. Or we would be in the jungles grazing at grass. So my challenge would be rape-free India, say by 2030. Pranati is saying, I feel to bring bright women into the industry is what I expect Geetika should challenge. We have many bright women in the industry, Pranati, let me tell you, especially in our category of anchors and MCs. But I find a lot of them, and I respect that, I find a lot of them submitting to the male gaze and catering to it, and choosing to peg their careers on the way they look and the way they promote themselves on social media or, in organizations vis-a-vis marketing. And they choose to peg themselves very less on the content of their job. They're taking the easy route up, which is fine. I respect that. No one get that wrong. I respect that. But as long as they're clear about what they're doing and as long as they're okay with it, great. But also remember, you are setting a trend for everybody else who's coming in behind you. So we all make our choices. And if you make a choice, fine, you affect somebody else's choice, but that's the way the world is. I chose to make a different choice. I haven't had it easy. I've had a longer journey on my way up, and I'll continue to be like this. So my thing would be, my challenge would be make India rape-free by 2030. Yes. It'll change the face of women in India.
So, Geetika, on the parting note, what is that one last message that you would like to give all the viewers and all the women out there?
I'd like to say, दुनिया की आपाधापी में, I love हरिवंश राय बच्चन and all his poems. दुनिया की आपाधापी में अपने आप को मत भूल जाना. और ये मैं कह रही हूँ सबके सामने, और मैं सबको कहती हूँ कि मैं तो भूल गई थी अपने आप को. Okay? पर जब आप अपने आप, when you get in touch with yourself, oh my God, life is so beautiful. And you just are so much more powerfully equipped to just be Atradevi, a combination of Shakti, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. So be good to yourselves, love yourselves, and then go out there and love your work, love your family, love your kids, love your spouse. But first be good to yourselves, do justice to yourselves, because that is the first thing about being a woman in today's age.
Thank you so much.
Please follow Mommy Wise, everybody. Please follow the Mommy Wise handle.
Thank you so much, Geetika,
and thank you for having me.
And
can I also do a plug here? I'm wearing a lovely outfit by Shabana Khan. She's a Mumbai-based designer, and she's dressed me up for this occasion. Thank you. Sorry.
No worries at all. Geetika, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I loved your sense of humor, and it was great to have you on the show here. It has been a splendid experience with all these live sessions, and trust me, Mommy Wise is giving me also this opportunity of meeting new people and adding a lot to my knowledge and experience. And it was really, really a great day for me by meeting all you women and getting it inspired even more. So thank you so much.
Happy Women's Day to you once again. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Can you hear the cooker ki seeti? Bye. Bye.
So that was Geetika with us, and just a reminder one last time, our Mommy Wise gift hampers are still waiting for you. Please send in your messages to us at what is it that you would like to choose to challenge this Women's Day to see that change in the environment around you. We are waiting for your messages, and we will announce the giveaway from Neemly Naturals in a while from now. So thank you so much for viewing these live sessions throughout the day. If you have missed any one of these sessions, it is there on our handles on Facebook and Instagram. And do tune into and watch all these live sessions with these wonderful women. Happy Women's Day to all of you one more time. And yeah, enjoy the day and get inspired. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.